In today's video, I'm going to share different embroidery designs with you. Hi, I'm Kim Jamieson-Hirst of Chatterbox Quilts, and today I'm taking a look at Embroidery Sampler Collective. There's 18 designs, 75 plus stitches, and 12 artists with different projects in this book. This is from Stash Books, which is an imprint of C&T Publishing, so thanks so much to them for sending me this copy to share with you. So when we get into the book, there's, as I said, over 75 stitches in here. So at the front of the book, you're going to see all the different stitches that the various artists are using in their projects. So they'll tell you, they're all alphabetical, by the way. They tell you the stitch, there's an example of it there, and there's a text to tell you what to do, as well as little illustrated graphics there that will tell you how to make that stitch. Some you may be familiar with, some you may never have seen or heard of before. I'm liking different variations on these stitches as well. So for example, the chain stitch, we have a chain stitch cable, a double, a feathered, an open, a twisted. There's lots of different variations you can do on some of these stitches. So I appreciate the fact that they have those variations in here because some of them I haven't seen before. And I'm thinking how I can use them, not just in these projects, but maybe in other projects I have as well. Same with the feather stitch. We have different feather stitches in here, the normal one. Then we have a single one here. This fishbone stitch is something I hadn't seen before. Makes a really nice leaf, doesn't it? Moving along through those more than 75 stitches, right? We have the Palestrina knot stitch, a Peking stitch. That's different too, right? So I'm interested to see where these are going to be in the different projects to see what they look like when you start combining them together with other stitches. I also thought this scalloped buttonhole stitch was very interesting as well. I think that look great in a border, right? Because it's, you know, fairly wide. You can make it as wide as you would like. But I think that would be quite effective. And then, of course, we all want to see the projects, right? Now, one of the things I like about this book, and C&T does this pretty much all the time with their books now, I'm noticing, is that they have a URL you can, or not a URL, sorry, a QR code that you can use to go to a URL to download the template. So if you don't want to have to, put the book in your photocopier, try and get it in there, you know how that works sometimes. I like the fact that you can go online, you can get those templates and print them out, and you're ready to go. So let's take a look at some of these projects here, all by different designers. This one's called Beach Walk. So they do have the templates in here, as I mentioned, but I always think it's easier to download them. And you can see what this looks like. So there's instructions all the way through, telling you what stitch to use, telling you what, I was going to say fabrics, what kind of embroidery floss or pearl cotton, whatever they may be using, and how many strands that you're going to use for those different stitches. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Very interesting framing on this one too, I thought was kind of fun. Then we get into this one here. I have to look back to see the names. Wildflower Windmill. Oh my goodness, almost like a tongue twister for me. Wildflower Windmill. So these aren't huge, as you can see. This one's 7 inches square, for example. But isn't that gorgeous? All these little knots in here. I'm not sure if they're French knots or not, but there's some kind of wrapped stitch in here, right? Gives lots of texture as well with the clouds and everything. I love this. I think it's really pretty. Appropriate for spring, which is what we're in right now while I'm filming this. And then we have this one here, this little guy, little bird, which is from Laura Wazlowski. I always can tell her look. She loves these little birds. It's called Spool Dance. And when you first look at this, you see the bird on top of the spool and everything, very cute. And you might think this is just the way the fabric is, but no, she has got lots of seed stitches in the background there because the fabric is actually, I think it's blue. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and check for sure. Or maybe it's the yellow. Yellow with the blue, okay? It's yellow with the blue stitches on top of it to create this look for it. So might take you a little while, but it's not huge. So, you know, good project to do in front of the TV. Then we have another one here, this pumpkin one, Harvest Moon. Really cute here with a little fox at the bottom. Thought that was so sweet. So different seasonal projects as well. And of course, there's got to be at least one cat in here, right? I love me some cat stitches. So this one is called Garden Cat. Isn't that cute? The little toadstool and the little flowers and ferns sort of things going on there. Very cute. And then I thought this duck was really interesting too. Lots of different stitches going on. It's called Feathered in Flowers. What I think is interesting is that it's all filled in with all these different motifs, right? So it doesn't look like, it, you know, she could have made like it to look like feathers, right? She could have done that. But I think all these leaves and kind of floral looking things, I think it's just gorgeous. Really different, unique, but really pretty. And then if you really like to fill in all your stitches, you can work with this one, which is called Abstract Rows. So you can see, again, we've got lots of different stitches. A good way to practice different stitches in a lot of these projects too, but all filled in. So rather than having line work and having spaces in between, you can see we've got this all filled in. That would give a lot of texture too. And this is called a hoop sampler. This is the kind of work I like to do, is just kind of free form, trying different stitches in there, just having fun with them. Again, a great way to try out different stitches and do some practice with them. This one is also 6 inches by 6 inches. And I thought this was super cute. This is called Teacup. Okay, so you've got the teacup, that's very pretty in the background. But I thought what was fun is this element, this 3D element hanging out of the teacup, right? And even the steam is very dimensional looking, right? So I thought that was really cute. Lots of different choices for colors you can use in this one too, as any of them, of course. And then we have this nativity scene, which you might have seen a little bit at the beginning there, where it started the stitches. I think this is really pretty. This is an ornament, the nativity scene. It's stuffed, of course. This one is, let's see here, 4 inches by 2 5/8 inches. So small, because obviously it's ornaments. You want to hang it on your tree, right? Now this one here is called a floral heart. Very pretty, very delicate, kind of old-fashioned looking, I think. Beautiful. Again, different colors we could use in there, right? So lots of different types of projects in here, no matter what your preference may be. A good chance to learn different stitches. They're all in the front of the book. So it's kind of like a 2-part book, if you will. You've got all these stitches, first off, which is really handy as a reference, and then you've got all the different projects. So if you're interested in getting the Embroidery Sampler Collective, I will have a link up above and in the description below for you to do so. And if you're wondering about other things you can do with embroidery stitches, other projects you can make, don't worry, I got you covered. Check out this video that has all the information that you need. And for more helpful quilting information, be sure to go to my website at www.chatterboxquilts.com.